Oh, hello. It's been a while since I've spoken, and I'm glad that I haven't spoken too much because there's just too much going on, and I've been speaking to myself a lot, and my phone might cut out. So if this video suddenly stops, it's because I'm lazy and my phone's full of storage, and I haven't had the best vibes for a while now. I'm trying. No, there's so much energy, and this is all I talk about is energy because everything is energy. And nothing's too bad. Like, I literally got into a flow just a minute ago where I was nearly dancing, and I was going to dance for you and send out some really positive vibes, or I don't know, the vibes are just changing for me all the time. Like everybody's suffering with pollen and paleness, and I had a little bit of sun the other day and my skin just looked red and irritated. Yeah, but there's just so much going on, as in, like, I've been falling out of everybody. People have been throwing energy out, and I mean everyone I love, like all my children. But I mean, I'm winning. It feels like there's a real war going on, and I've been attacked and brought down, and I was like on a roll the other day where I was being really brought down in many ways, almost unforgivable ways. But and then I was just like overriding it. Like, I had no phone at one point, and I was just enjoying life, and I started picking up Moby Dick, this book, again, and I was just enjoying not looking at my phone in the morning because I didn't have a phone for about a week, and then last Friday, I got my phone, and it couldn't have been, honestly, the synchronicity at the moment. I could just go on. I could go on for England, for literally. And I don't think I really need to, because I'm sure if you're feeling a lot of synchronicity as well, it's very ungrounding. So do remember to ground yourself as much as you can with breath and anything that you need to ground yourself with, even if it is a beer or something, you know, like, but not... Just remember, there are so many fine lines to what is healthy to you in a moment, like lots of water, lots of rose tea, but now and again a couple of beers, like, to ignite the lots of energy that is coming up, and whatever it is for you. You know, I'm glad for you. If it's just so much going on. But yeah, basically last Friday my phone came through, and then my phone blocked itself, and I had to be on the phone for all day just trying to unblock it, and like getting even onto my daughter's laptop and being a computer whiz, like, all day though. You know, where you keep your frustrations together for like a few hours. I was on the phone to different people that couldn't hear me, and it's just breaking up all the time, you know, that sort of thing. Yeah, but by the end of it, you know, it just couldn't have been more. And it's just so much energy going around, and everybody is like babies. I'm a baby. It hit me a few weeks back that if I can't handle what's going on, then how on earth is anybody going to handle what's going on? Because I you know, I've been given so much. Yeah, it's just so much going on, and just remember to keep flowing, because if you don't flow, the energy gets stuck all over the place. It gets stuck in your body, in your forehead. I've got so much energy like stuck in my face at the moment, and like I just feel like everything's trying to burst and itch. So I'm just trying to maintain that from not being too out of control. And I'm in control. I'm the sort of person since a child that can just think up a cold sore and it just pops up. Like, even though I'm sweating, like allergic to electricity. I've always sweated with electricity, and I'm not going to go too mad, but I do want to be honest that I'm with you. If you, the further you go down what is being pushed into your face right now, the new frequencies, the more in tune you are with probably most people around you, and it is frightening, and it's lonely. Like, I went through something so big in Glastonbury Festival this year, like, it's literally, as I said that, it was on 444. It was so massive. It's so massive. And I have done previous videos about how Glastonbury is connected to the pyramids, and every pyramid and everything. And I think if you were drawn to this, I don't really need to just go harping into a mad one, but I did connect with divine consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, in 2017 in the festival. And I've done a previous video on that, and I'm not going to go harping onto it too much. But I will just randomly point out that after the festival, I did come out pregnant, and that baby was born in the sack, literally with a due date of summer solstice that year to resurrection Easter Sunday. But he came 2 weeks late. And yeah, there is just, I don't know why I'm pointing that out, and I'm just saying that. And if you look up a baby being born in the sack, right, actually, I will just go into like just some random story for you, really. It is random. It's 555 again then. I don't know why. I'm just mad right now. Don't worry, I'm pretty sober, like, maybe I do need, no, I you know. But yeah, he was born in the sack, and basically, right, I'd had 2 children previous, and being born in the sack means they're born inside the, I can't even think what the word is now, inside the placenta, right? Inside the sack, inside the whole thing. So the no waters had popped, and my partner had to deliver him on the sofa in the front room. Yeah, and he was amazing, right? And I could, if I wanted to, I could slag my partner right off, but he is amazing. But on the larger scale of the details that he throws at me of his character. Yeah, which can be really fucking unbearable at times, mind. But yeah, he helped deliver our son he was amazing. He was like, you need to do this now, Danny. And it was just fucking, my previous birth, she nearly came out in the car. My first birth took about 3 days to come. But yeah, right, so this son is coming out on the sofa. I'm mooing on the phone to the midwife on the phone. And she's like, this baby's coming now. Says, yeah, he came out in the sack. And then my partner had to, did he? I think he got a knife. Yeah, right, so he comes out in the sack, and the lady on the phone was panicking like crazy, just like, no way, what do you mean? What do you mean? And like, it was crazy. And she said, you've got to get some scissors. You've got to get, like, I think he teared it with his teeth. Now, I'm actually determined to say that he teared it with his teeth. I'm going to confirm this, okay? So this is someone that I could slag off. But he teared that bag with his teeth, and then everything burst all over him. And then there was my son. He didn't even realise he was born for about 3 or 4 days. He just didn't even react. He was just so floppy. Got on the breast, because I breastfed all my children as well. And my tits are still all right now. You know, sorry. But no. Yeah. And then the midwives come in after, and the ambulance, and I'm just sat there like sweating with the baby, just like, what are you doing there? And I tortoise Dave, who passed away about 6 weeks ago. Time's flying, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed that. But yeah, he passed away 6 weeks ago, and it was basically my fault. Or instead of saying it's my fault, it was something that I did. Me. I don't know, but yeah, I'm trying not to put it on myself. It was the energy that came through, and then he died, my daughter's, but he was walking around the front room when my son was born. But it's a long story, but I don't know why I'm going, it's just very random. Do you know what I mean? Like, just hold faith in the fact that, don't be scared, share information as slowly and as willingly as you like, and it doesn't matter if it's random. In fact, it's very important. This lovely lady, young lady, Juliet, that I watched this morning, I can't even emphasize the amount of just like, she was talking about when she was 2 and that, and I have memories from when I was 1.5 and stuff, like when maybe like about 2 as well. But there are a lot, and I do remember she was talking about her first day of school, and just remembering like, shit, man, and remembering that she is still the same 2-year-old, like the me, and then you are the same as you age. And I'm going through a lot of aging that I've put on myself recently, and I'm trying to think about, I'm at this crucial time where if I change my habits, then I could like put some oxygen back into myself. And I think I'm going to, because I hate to get to 40 and be more, I think, more leathery. It's just, whenever I say it, I know that my attitude's not quite ready to change. And I've had different advice recently off of friends on the internet. Like my friend, well, he doesn't, I know who I am really. But Victor Oddo, I've been watching for years. Victor Oddo, he's very good. He was like my first pioneer back in 2016 with this whole shenanigans. But yeah, he says, just keep going down the tracks of self-destruction and you'll find your attitude might change at some point. And usually it takes something horrific to change your attitude, because our stupid little minds can just come off of what is important all the time. And there's part of me that, as always, and this is going to sound really, but like really deeply, like always waited for death. So I almost asked for death, but I don't want to die. I'm not saying I want to die. It's just, I'm aware of, especially when I was younger. If you could see me when I was younger, I was different. You know, we're all different and we change a lot, especially if you let yourself. But I will point out something, that it's good to keep, especially if you're around my age, which is 34 coming up 35 very fast. It's good to connect with younger people, because people past my generation, they have like read so many magazines and newspapers. They are fully fucking dark sometimes, you know, like there are people in my family, yeah, they could chuck so much shit at me. They don't get it, you know, you know, you see people that are in their 60s and 70s and that now, that they have missed something and they will not think differently. And I was watching something because I was going to bed last night saying, and I suppose this is with my partner and things, that you can't force change on people. You have an option of going, you could leave everyone and go and join everybody that's in your frequency, or you can, it's very, very good to stay where you are as well and help, but you can't force someone to be the exact way you want them to be, or as enlightened as you want to be. Everybody's way of thinking is, it's totally different stages. You don't know if you're 1,000 lifetimes ahead of someone, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to leave them behind in death. Like I throw things at him saying, you know, you catch up with me or it's going to, you know, I see us, we came together in a very strange way. Like he nearly joined my primary school when we were 10, and I heard his name, and then he was going to sit next to me, and I didn't really meet him until I was like 12. And then I remember, yeah, it was just a lot of witchy things have happened in my life, synchronicity. And this year in Glastonbury Festival was fucking mind-blowing, and I still am not ready. I can't go into some detail, but it's like, and it was funny because I've looked back at my videos a little bit, and from 2017, I always said that there would be 7 years until it happens, something else happens, massive upgrades, healings. And it did happen this year in Glastonbury Festival. And I think there was a lot of, I read a few posters in a few toilets. I wish I took it, I didn't have a phone, but I wish I'd taken pictures, because it was, yeah, there was a lot of quantum research going on. A lot of, all tribes are joined together, all shamans from around. It was just like Emily Evis is a goddess, yeah, she's a prophet. The Evis family are prophets, and I'm not going to go into too much more than that. And I did get a good feeling then sharing that then, because that's the thing as well, is that everything is possession, and I have been shit scared of possession since I was born. Like, I literally seen ghosts when I was born, and of the man that died in my house, and you know, and they're energy ready to grab onto you as the vessel you are at all times. And that's why all human beings are not in the root. They are not, it's not their fault for their behavior if they, because everything is energy that comes in and out. And I suppose now I'm going back to the fact that you will always be that soul and energy that came through it to what, you know, when you were born, and then everything else is like coming through you. You're a TV, you know. So yeah, but also, thankfully, in 2017 when I came out crazy, I was pregnant, and I just do the mother thing very well, and I'm doing the mother thing totally well at the moment, right? I've been cleaning like a fucker. Like, my landlord keeps bothering me. That's why as well. And I'm quite glad he does, because if he wasn't bothering me, or if no one bothers me, I don't tend to get on with the spring cleaning as quickly at times. Yeah. I've said this before, but I get quite inspired by, but then I also think it's good to clear as well. You have to make yourself, like, realign the shoes, keep toilet clean and all that, you know. Don't be scared of spiders, and just clear stagnant energy. But everything is elapsing quicker now. The sky is different. Old buildings are different. Everything is emerging together. And I've had many experiences where I have literally physically heard people speaking from an angle where they are not aware that they are speaking. And now I can read someone's intention very, very, so just trust the time, and don't think that everything coming at you is going to be positive, because there's a lot going to be thrown at you, especially if you're strong enough to stand up into a place where people are going to throw shit at you. And I didn't understand my position at all in life. This is why I was always like, why? Until 2016, where a healer touched me in Glastonbury Festival, and I went to a strange tent, like it was a voodoo tent that looked really weird, and I was a bit off it. Especially 10 years ago, I could handle a lot, and I'm glad when I was 26, yeah, I went hard. And I did, yeah, I could go hard just about, but I know I can't go as hard as I used to, and I don't. I mean, like, I am literally never, Glastonbury Fest was different, okay? And I'm proud of myself for that, because when I was a youth, I have been in all sorts of situations where you know what I'm getting at, but good luck, you know, with everybody's journey, because it's bloody hard. It's hard to get that balance between looking after yourself and then burning yourself out and learning, and then gurning, you know, yeah. So no one wants Alzheimer's when they're older, do they? Or do they? But, so what I'm trying to say to you is that let the energy flow in and out. If things are inspiring you that you necessarily, like, one of my hugest inspirations when I was 10 was Eminem. And then I'm like not a massive Eminem fan. Like, I have seen him once when I was pregnant with my son, actually. Yeah, I was pregnant, and I took someone sensitive to Reading, I seen him at Reading, and then they ended up having a bit of a whitey over a cigarette, and then they had to get back off and stand behind like this big bin so we couldn't see Eminem. It was quite sad, actually, but yeah, just, and you think some of the disgusting things that I said them the other day, and don't be afraid to get this disgusting energy out. It's not disgusting, nothing ever is, it's just an expression. And nowadays we can be very scared about what we're allowed to say and what we're not allowed to say. But remember that what is really important is what's weighing in your heart. And sometimes, if someone's got a lot of heavy heart and they're not finding it as easy as you to, well, I'm not finding it easy, but they're not on the same wave as you, they're going to attack you. And they're not, hopefully not going to attack you all the time. Because if you're putting up with that, then that's bullshit. You know, don't do that. But you're going to get thrown some energy at you that's on them. And I'm not on about one person, mind. I'm on about a lot of people. And I've said this before, that my youngest daughter, she scares the shit out of me, because some of the stuff that comes out reminds me of family members. And I've got a lot of different genetics in my bloodlines, and so is my partner. Like, there's a few, he doesn't even know any of his family, that apparently they're that fucking dodgy. Like, and this is honest, this is horrible, really. Like, well, it's not as ever as easy as it sounds, but like his dad, it was his mum's fault. He's never seen his dad, and he doesn't know who his dad is, and he doesn't care about who his dad is. And I've seen him break down on levels on occasions with me, where we've got deep on something. And in the last 5-10 years, he won't go deeper. He won't cry. He won't. So but yeah, so he doesn't know his dad, and he doesn't know his granddad from his mum's side. And I've got a feeling that he was, not that he was just a different race man, I think. And I don't even know if he murdered somebody or something. I have no idea, seriously, like who his granddad was. And I think he abused his children. There's just so much energy. And in my side of the family, it's fucking mad. Like, it's mad. And like anybody, 12 granddads ago, it takes 5,000 people to collaborate together. So if you think that you're not part of everything, then you're crazy. But yeah, like, I've got Native American, like in Welsh, and then people that owned a shop in the war, and a farm, and like a ration shop that still, the money runs through my family still a little bit on one side of my family, and then on my other side I'm like this black sheep. And then there's just lots of mess there. And on my side of my family, my dad, his mum ran away when he was 7, ran away because my granddad his dad is a mess, and he is a mess, and it's all a mess. And I was going to say that when I went into a tent in 2016 to get healed, this lady, I was fragile. It was, I used to get on it early in the morning. I don't do that anymore. And I was there in my glitter jacket. Not many people wearing glitter jackets in 2016. It was all about the green from the magazines, you know, lots of ladies wearing green. And it was my first muddy year. I had a good muddy year at Glastonbury. It hasn't been muddy since. But when she touched me, she put her shoulders on me, she said that I'm going to like ignite you up somewhere. And then, yeah. And she touched me. And then all these like high people in outfits, like priest outfits, like felt like from ancient Egyptian, I don't know, like King Solomon, David times, said it was like a feeling that couldn't really be explained into words, but I have never felt different than that moment. I just realised that I was there to be attacked by most people around me or misunderstood, and it was okay. And it took me till 26 to realise that I was standing in an energy that was always going to be rubbed up. And so I try and accept that often I will either rub myself up or I'll rub other people up. But now, thankfully, due to the internet, it is easier to find your support systems if you're not surrounded by people that are on the same frequency as you. And it's called being a light worker, a light beacon. And it is so hard because you'll have energy around you constantly trying to drag you back where it wants you. And it is very difficult. And But there's no giving in and there's no rush. You try and rush and take over, then actually it just backfires a lot more shit at you. Like, and I haven't been feeling right since I killed my tortoise. And I've had a lot of different... I've been trying to forgive energy as well and tell energy, like, if any sort of spiritual energy that is stuck, thinking it's bad, pirate energy, children, everything that's been born through force or anything, come to me. This is what happened in Glastonbury, basically. And I've had to tell it to either fuck off or join us, like literally. And it keeps coming. And it's lonely. And I'm winning. But now and again, I feel like I'm not getting somewhere and I get a huge confirmation from my spirit team. So if you know what I'm talking about, just know that you got a huge team going on. And I mean, and if you even get to see that team, you're still not going to believe that team is there for you because the other energy is really fight. I can see it in me now. I can see it in my face. But you know that don't try and take it all on for yourself. Pass it on to God. Pass it on. Remember that you don't really know. And as soon as you start trying to take too many angles for yourself, you're going to cause a lot of problems. But don't force things on people. Like, I've literally tried to make my partner watch a program about ancient Maya the other day. And he just, it was like 6 weeks ago and he fucking won't watch it. Even it made me cry. And I was like, this is what's been happening. You know, go on at him for so many years. But I tell you one thing, he's never left me and he's never... And I don't mean that in like, it sounds a bit sad like that, but I've never left him. And there are moments in our relationship that I know that we're meant to speak together, right? Even though it's very imperfect. It's fucking, sometimes it's wrong. But it's never, I will always know, and so will you, in a relationship when it is actually over, because some relationships aren't ever supposed to be easy. But you will always know in moments when that relationship is meant to stay. And for now, we're stuck together. No. But no, I'm being serious. You can never expect your partner to be exactly the same as you. And he's got like, yeah. I was going to say he's got jealousy issues, but I was the most jealous bitch in the world when we first got together when I was 14, but for good reasons. He's a massive flirt, and I expect he is now. He works at all sorts of women's houses now, and I don't try and go for his phone and that, and if you do, you always find some sort of pot. No, I'm joking. Now and again, I think I've caught him on something, you know. If I've never not been on them, you know, but I don't know what, I'm just trying to say that everything is very imperfect, and that is exactly how it should be. But don't ever take too much from somebody. And like I said, just trust, man, because I throw stuff out too. Like I said, if I try and go into like, well, no, I always get my own answers back about how everything roots back to my lessons, everything. So it can be quite scary when you start to realise that everything is energy and then people are possessed and there ain't much you can really do about it. And you're possessed and I'm possessed and the dog's possessed. Even my dog George, I got him in such a weird circumstance. And he is holding I think it's Ra, the energy of Ra. And he fucking is, right? And my son at the moment, he's I'm just really, and that's what I've said this before as well. I'm really trying to concentrate on trying to teach them stuff as authentically as I can. And like the kids these days are so bloody sensitive, right? Because they didn't get brought up the way us kids were in the 90s with the fags, even in Sainsbury's, people smoking and drinking and that. Like, and they honestly think I'm like a real out there because I have a couple of beers in the house and I put some headphones in and I dance around in my headphones. I don't even play music out loud. And they just, you know what? If you're a mum, you'll know that kids attack you, but they also learning from me, and I'm holding my ground, and I might not always dance around the house on beer. Sometimes I dance without beer, and I'm just trying to explain that you're okay, okay? And you'll know if you're not. And even if you're not okay and it's too late, that's okay too, because it is. That's why, because it is, you know? So to everybody out there, really, just to everybody, that we all have a chance to come back to the light. And I think things or people and energy that has gone so far out of light can find it very difficult to see what you're saying, and it throws shit at you and it tries to stick. And it will at times, and you've got to manage that, basically, or not. And then that's not good either, is it? Sometimes I wish I could just be a little bit more asleep than I am. Don't know if I finished off what I was saying. In 2017, I had the opportunity to go on to have 2 other children, which grounded me in to, like, well, I was just told to, like, wait, which was the easiest thing, actually, and play life. And just remember to play life. And I am playing life. That's what I mean. I'm making meals for grandparents. I'm constantly working, constantly. Whether it's just with food or my children's clothes, or constantly pumping, while I haven't got a paid job properly at the moment, I'm constantly trying to pump energy into people, into myself, into the things around me. So that's that really. I'd like to say more important things, but I think that is definitely a long video. And I think you know where I'm getting at. And I like the urges to dance at the moment, and wherever dancing, different dance styles, different stretching, different noises, anger, stress, pumping. Yeah, like honestly, it was awful. New Year's Eve, literally, I drank a bit of alcohol and I was asleep on my head and gave myself a bad neck and things like that, you know, just, yeah, but I'm learning all the time, and I'm getting better, and I'm getting older, and thankfully the older you get, you actually run out of energy a little bit more in ways I'm burning out, in ways I'm caring less. I used to be obsessed with my figure and my arse, and I still am to a degree, and I enjoy looking after myself, and I enjoy being human when my brain gives myself the chance. That's basically what so if anyone's feeling really, really deep in their head and doesn't seem to be getting a break out of their head, it's okay. And know that people are getting you and looking up in awe of you more than they ever have in there, even if they don't seem to. And you know you're getting lots of different confirmations to know that, even though it can try and trick you that you're not doing the right things, but you are. So you stand strong and look after yourself and look after everything around you. Be gentle with energy, be gentle. But also not, like I say, you know, just be. Like, just, all right, I'm going to leave it there, because it's just, I could go on. Like, there's so many stories, and I will share more stories, because I realise that I have got stuck on, and I don't share that much. And I come from some strange angles at the best of times. But yeah, know that I'm here. I've seen coronavirus coming and that, you know. I've seen a lot of things coming, but I'm not, I'm here. And don't be too scared, you know. Know that your health is going to be attacked one way or another. Remember the power of your quantum mind at overriding this, and the power of your will. like observations can change the way a black hole works, you know. But don't get too lost and just keep feeding that balance between life and other people. Keep being there for people, because can you imagine if you feel like this, how other people who you know cannot interpret energy the same way that you do, can you imagine how much is sticking to them right now, you know? Try not to see it as them. Believe me, like, I'm going to just really flip it out there. Like, my brother-in-law is in prison for something really disgusting. And he is a very strange character. I expect he's even coming out of prison soon. And I think the more I try and hate him or the energy that he has chose to act on, the more problems I'm getting in my own energy field. But I just keep flushing them out. Sometimes it can make you feel like it's going to never fucking end, and it who knows. But enjoy your experiences. Keep hard, do what you need to do. And keep soft, keep hard, keep soft, keep you la blah la la. Okay. Had a good day. Try and send good vibes. No, I'm being serious though, you know. Been serious. Serious. As in serious star systems. And just remember the little riddles in words. Like, yeah, I did do a little tiny post a few weeks ago, like heart is earth, like jumbled up, and then it was all these other words. Scared and sacred. So just solid and soiled. Nearly. Yeah, so yeah, just don't fall back if you can help it. Or do. All I'm saying is I'm with you. And so's George. And so's my family. And so's my children and the children coming up. And that's what I was going to say as well, is keep knowing that you're allowed to be connecting with young people, because they don't have as much heavy shit that they're going to throw at you. Trust me, they're going to understand you a bit better and be there for that very young generation that's coming up again with, can you imagine how much is there for them that wasn't there for my generation? It's just fucking so crazy. Like, you know, they just watch whatever they want, and there was so much potential, but just keep feeding what needs to be fed. And I trust you, and you trust me, that in the end, whatever you're feeding is going to be for the better good. So I got your back. Cheers, and please wish my old ass luck, because I always said I didn't want to get older than 33, and I just know that I could literally, if I was not careful, kill myself in 10 years, literally. And I've done a good job at keeping myself alive so far, so please just pray for my old ass. It's not fair, because my parents, they're like well alive and that, and my dad canes it for years. He's just younger than me, literally, in so many ways. And I don't want anything to happen to him and stuff, you know. But yeah. And then I got people on my other side of my family that had never had a fucking drink in their life, and all they do is eat stress, man, and cortisol, and they're gonna, so just remember, what will be healthy for your body will be different for everybody at a different moment. So listen to your body, listen to your mind, listen to your spirit, the Holy Trinity, and don't expect it to always be beautifully unfrightening, because it won't. So cheers. we've got a long way to go, and you keep growing and showing up for whoever needs you, and be there for yourself. I'm hoping my landlord doesn't come bother me. He's a bit of a dick at the best of times, to be honest with you. I think he fancies me. No, I'm joking. Well, no, but yeah. So be careful, ladies. Just be careful. And keep feeding your feminine sides as well, because it's so easy to forget to be feminine, especially when you're getting older and you feel creepier. And yeah, just keep feeding yourself. Don't let it go, because I tell you, you have to keep it going, you know, your lymph nodes and that, and draining the body. All right, girls, so just keep looking after yourself. I was thinking it's quite interesting that when you stay in a bath for too long, how you go really spongy, and then does that make you more then porous to energy around you in a good way? I'm sweating again. I have very high EDM energy comes off my hands, like steam. Literally, I reckon I could show you steam coming out. I can see it. Sometimes it's not so bad. Apparently that is a very high sign of high possession, and literally I used to get it on paper at school, and it'd just dripping. Or I played PlayStation 1 like when I was a kid, and I'd like just sweating away. So I avoid too much technology, because I get real sucked in like a fucker. Like one time I have actually been less reactive to electric energy since I had a massive reaction to pylons once, the energy out of a static pylon in 2017. But this year I still haven't really explained what I went through, and I will in bits. But it fucking shook me up, like Victorian energy, all sorts of energy. And I had to stand there, and I shouted like a crazy person. Thankfully, I removed myself from the festival in good time. I went home and had a McDonald's, spoke to a few birds, and then watched CBeebies in the morning. It was the morning, Monday morning, and I was back home within half an hour because I live so close. It's fucking crazy. And I was speaking to the pigeons, and I can't speak to them again since I could if I bloody went on one, but I'm not doing that. I haven't got time for that at the moment, okay? So, but you never know. There's no Glastonbury Festival this year, and I will have a moment this summer when I get a moment. My main priority is just trying to, focus. I've been drinking a lot of rose tea, less yogurt recently. The only thing is when I have a few beers, I usually tend to make myself an extra meal. So I'm getting, but I'm all right. I've had 4 kids, and I was fatter when I was 10 than I am now. I was 9.5 fucking stone when I was 10. Couldn't control what I ate when I was younger. Food was a friend. But now I am better. So that's that. So keep doing your yoga, keep breathing, keep dancing, keep. Like I'm keeping you right now. I'm actually surprised my phone lasted out this long. And honestly, I'm gonna have to get used to getting older, because like I said, I got used to getting a certain. I will look better in a minute. You wait, it's a bit of sun. I'm just tempted to get Botox, especially, I've said this before, like when I got smacked in the head, which was not my fault, on my mum's birthday, and I had to be in A&E for hours because there was no doctors there, and fucking all this paint cleared out of my head. I still haven't checked if I've got a skull fracture there. Actually, I could actually pass out at some point. But I feel like my eyes just hang down, and more since, and it's just heavy. I might go and like complain, get it cut out, and get some Botox in the NHS. But then I won't be able to move my face. But you will understand when you get to my age. You dread getting to 30, and then you're like, oh, I'm 30 and it's not too bad. And then like, fucking hell, how can I be like, I'm literally 35 this year, and I'm like, and the other day I realised that not anyone's, I've got 20 years if I play it right to be cool. I could still be cool at 65. I'm going to rock this shit. You watch me space. You watch this space. But honestly, it's the older you get, the more you like look at young people and just realise how beautiful they are. And young people never realise how much, and they are more inspiring. My generation was so closed off, man. We were so closed off. Like, you weren't allowed to even like life. If you admitted to eating well or go like looking after yourself, in my generation, it was so all about pain. It really was, though. And yeah, and following like what was in the newspapers and on the channels of the TV and the radio. There was no way of getting away from the frequency as well. It's probably why I used to be quite suicidal and always trying to take drugs. But now when you get older, hopefully, if you just make the right turns, there's always a risk that I could go bad. As soon as I say it. No, but I'm a good girl, and you're a good person as well, I'm sure. Especially if you did watch this for 46 minutes, because she's fucking rambly. Wish me luck, and I wish you luck. I will actually admit something really fucking sad at the moment, actually, though, before I go, is that when I eat chocolate, my teeth hurt, and I need to go to the dentist. And I'm not saying that. My teeth are like, okay, I got classic... I went, my tongue's a bit white at the moment, that was disgusting. But I'm telling you that I went to the dentist even like 7 years ago, and there was someone that's from school, and they're really, really glamorous. They were like the hottest person above me in school. And she was the assistant. And they're looking down my gut, and they're going, your gums are receding, and you got to start smoking, it's this, that. And I was like, fucking, like, and I was like, oh. And I actually look after my teeth a lot better since then. I really do. I've glad to use all the little scratchy bits that people use and that. And I drink coffee and that, but it's fags for me. It's taking piss, and I haven't got any bad breath, and my teeth are quite white at the moment, but it's like my gums are suffering, mate, and it's because of smoking. And I'm having to like make a decision to myself. Then I've also told myself I could quantumly heal this whole thing with an hour's meditation. But like, I'm like, shit, like, I keep telling myself that I need some new gums and I need new lungs. And I keep saying, you're not going to be able to get new lungs. And then I keep saying, maybe if I worked hard enough, I could heal it all. But I think really I'm going to have to face the matrix of reality that if I want to save my lungs and my teeth, let alone my looks, then I might have to cut down my smoking at least. Because I have smoked a lot recently, and you can hear it in my voice and that, and I'm like going a funny colour. My partner's feet were like purple the other day, and that's another thing. I fucking need to look after him as well, because he has got a constant cough, and so just wish me luck, wish my partner fucking luck, because we're getting old as fuck, and like, kids are being real mean to me sometimes and that, and throwing a lot at me, but I'm doing really well at guiding them and reading to them. And all right, my 14-year-old daughter, my 13-year-old daughter loves me still. We're like solid. And my 11-year-old daughter and my 7-year-old son is, and then my 5-year-old daughter is growing and swearing. No, she's great. She's absolutely amazing. She's a little voodoo dancer, and she knows exactly how to handle energy. And she is amazing. So maybe in ways I've done my part and I'm passing it on to them. That's what it seems at the moment, rather than grabbing it for myself as much so. But I do still try and feed it back, because I'm aware that if I did let go of looking after myself, then I'm going to just go into the abyss, which you do naturally as you get older, go into the background. But you can keep the fire in you, in your eyes. That's what I think is really more important. And what I'm going to sum up is it's your heart that shines through on the frequency. And if you are on the level that I'm at, sometimes you can just see something. Yeah. like a little shout out to Wolf Alice at the moment that's holding on to a lot of female energy. And the Brit Awards this year, do you know, I didn't listen to, I'd had like a couple of beers again, nothing serious, just a couple of beers. And Brit Awards was on the Saturday night, and I didn't even listen to what the lead singer of Primal Screen, he's from Scotland, I can't remember his name, when they came out and I was like, whoa, and I literally stripped my clothes off. I was in the front room with my partner, I'd like stripped them off, and I was like trying to jump up on that tiny shelf on the TV. So I am extreme, but I've always been quite a big character, so I let my energy out a little bit, even if it annoys people sometimes. But I'm not too bad, you know. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I was proud of the Brit Awards the other day. Real proud that it seemed like BBC were just trying to say a little bit of like, power to the people. We have the people's back to a degree. So first shout to Glastonbury, to Emily Evis, to Arabella Churchill, which I'm still surprised that I am one of the only people on YouTube, other than her partner and herself, that have talked about Arabella Churchill, okay? And just remember that the first Glastonbury Festival was on the same day that Jimi Hendrix died. I was going to say John Lennon. So to everybody that has been here and gone, to every soul, all of the stars, all of the prophets, all of it. Hare Krishna, everyone, voodoo, hate, everywhere. All of the slaves that have been misplaced. Everything, okay? And to the cannabis plant as well, that has helped install love back in a very painful situation. Can you imagine the pain that Africa faced when all of its kids were being robbed, and all the fucking shit that's going on at the moment is still, the energy is still there, showing up in different ways. But just remember that we have the power, more than we can ever realise, to flip reverse the whole fucking thing. Put it back together, like, you know? And send that ecstatic, heartless shit far out of the solar system. And I'm being serious, so... And I am not often serious about being serious. And you know I'm being serious because I put lip stuff on a couple of times throughout this fucking video, and my phone didn't let me down. And this is the longest video I've ever done, so... Right? Fucking serious. No, I don't always swear. I would like to start being a bit more feminine, all right? Because I do like being a little... I can be very feminine, and I'm going to practice being feminine because I'm doing a lot of stomping and... But it's just been the way it's been so far. I'm really hoping that midsummer, all of this bad, that level of wave will really pick up. I know it will. Oh, look, oh, she's always there as well. Oh, got that from Menorca protection. You know, I do protect myself without even knowing it. I've been charging the phone stone up in the moons. There's been magic blanket that definitely changes triangles. It definitely does. I'm not crazy. It fucking does. Depending on my mood. What was it the other day that... Oh, I never find the same pattern again, if you know what I mean. But there was a pattern the other day that came up that I'd never seen before. This one. And I did get this from a very strange person that said that... It was very expensive, actually. It's really expensive. And yeah, he said his mum had been making it for a long time. But anyway, I'm going to go. Oh, and I'm sure my sister wouldn't have watched me for this long. I might make a short for her. She knows who she is. I don't even need to say. But she got that on her blanket. Samaga? Backwards? Zamaga. And to the geckos, I've got a gecko, and he's doing all right. So the tortoise might have died, but the gecko's fine. George is here, and I'm fine. And I got guinea pigs, and they're beautiful as well, and I've been looking after them. All right, so just look after everything you can. I'm going to grow some veg this year. I better get on with it, actually, soon. So I might do that soon, this weekend. Cheers. Bye.